It's me again, day 2. So today I'm going to quickly review again for you the exponent property, raising an exponent to yet another power. So not only will you have something to a power, but you're going to raise that power to yet another power. So here we go. In the general form, you have a base. We'll call that base B for base. We'll say it's raised to a power. It doesn't matter what it is, so I'll use the letter M. And now what we're going to do is we're going to raise that to yet another power, N. Okay? And so what that will equal, the property says you take the base, and what it'll end up being is M times N. So unlike yesterday, when we were multiplying with exponents, we were adding them. Here, we're actually going to go back to multiplying when you see a situation of a power raised to yet another power. Now, there's another form of this when you have more than one number here, which is AB, let's say raised to the M, and then what you end up with is you take this, raise it to the power. See, there's no exponents here, so A would be raised to the M power, and B would be raised to the M power. So I'm going to show you some examples of both of these. All right, so first let's do an example of it getting expanded, so you see where all of these properties come from. So I'm going to take 2 to the power of 3 and raise that to yet another power 2. So now raising something to a power of 2 means it's doubled. It's there twice. So if I take 2 to the third times 2 to the third, so it's there twice. That's what the exponent of 2 raised to the second power is, something multiplied by itself twice. So based on yesterday, I know, well, I've got like bases. So this would be 2. And then when I multiply, I actually add exponents. So 3 plus 3 is 6. Learned that yesterday. So one way to do it is to expand it out before you write it in exponential form. Now we can also take this same idea and use the exponent property. I have a situation of a power to a power. So 2 thirds raised to the second power. Well, rather than expand it out, well, I can use my property that says I can multiply the two exponents. So I have 2 to the 3 times that 2. And again, most of this math you can do right in your head. You don't have a calculator anyway, so you can just do that math right in your head. So 3 times 2 is 6, so you end up with 2 to the 6th. And for the assignment you're working on, you don't have to give me the number that is equal to, just leave it as 2 to the 6th. So let me give you a couple of other examples here.
I understand everything perfectly, Mr. Morris. When you have an exponent raised to another exponent, you simply multiply them. You explained it beautifully, and you're so handsome. Please continue.
Take 2x, so now I've got a coefficient, which is going to be this idea over here. So I got a coefficient, and I got x to the second power, and I'm going to raise that whole thing to the 4th. So again, that would be like 4 of these all lined up. So I'm not going to do that. I mean, I could, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice using this property. So I've got a 2, an integer here. I'm going to raise that 2 to the 4th power based on this idea here. So I take the 2 raised to the 4th power times. Now I've got a variable, x. Now this guy's raised to a power, so this was raised to the power of 2. Well, I'm raising the power of 2 to yet another power, so I'm going to use this idea of multiplication. So 2 times 4. And even though I don't have a calculator, I still know 2 to the 4th is 16. And then x, 2 times 4 is 8. So again, you should be able to get good enough at this that you can just look at this and say, oh, power to a power, I multiply. 2 times 4 is 8. And then 2 to the 4th, you just have to know is 16. And again, like I said, you practice enough of these, you're going to get very, very good at it. Last one. This is about as hard as it's going to get for today. We'll go 3a to the third, b to the fourth. Now I'm going to take these guys have exponents. I'm raising a power to yet another power. Okay? So, got a coefficient out here. I'm going to use this idea here. I'm going to take 3 to the third times. Now I've got an a and I've got a b, so I'm going to go ahead and write these down. And now I'm going to start messing around with their exponents. I've got 3 times that 3. So 3 times 3. And then I've got the 4 on the b times the... No, it's not time to go. All right, so 4 times that 3. And so what I'm going to have is 3 to the third is 27. And then I've got a to the 3 times 3, which is 9. And I got b to the 4 times 3, which is 12. So again, once you get good at this, you don't really have to show this step. I mean, I would expect that you can just say 3 to the third power is 27. A, and then that's 3 times 3 because it's power to a power, which is 9. B to the 4 times 3, which is 12. I just don't want you to get confused with what we did yesterday. But if you can go from here to here, that's fine. Just make sure you get this 27 part right. So enjoy yourself, be good, do your work, and I'll have another video for you tomorrow.
Dang, y'all, this is easy. Okay.